Okay, so this is what I have to say.
Yeah.
All right, and thank you, my love. Okay, let me just check again. Do you have the remote? Okay. Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Well, okay? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's do this. Right, welcome back to Daphne's RMO Live YouTube show. Today we learn about how some local businesses are learning to survive as well as to sustain themselves during the MCO. It's already been over a month right now. But first, before we introduce our guests, let's take a look at this video that Azmi took this morning. Now check this out. I think I showed it to you guys that I saw a nest with 2 eggs, and we're very careful not to disturb the mother because you don't want to scare and frighten it away.
Sorry.
Oh, wait.
Let's pause it first.
Let's pause it first.
Let's pause it first. Sorry.
We're learning something new every day on our new setup. There's always a new equipment that we're putting on. So bear with us for a while because now we're doing it live from my desk. Alright, so we're going to watch it again. So this was a surprise that he watched or he saw this morning.
Can't hear. I don't know why.
Well, it's okay because we're going to be quiet anyway. But yes, that is the mother. We were frightened that we were not able to, that the mother had actually abandoned the chicks. So now we're going to take a look at some news before I introduce my first guest today. It's interesting because I wanted to show you that video clip even though the sound wasn't out there because we're looking at this article here. Emboldened wild animals are venturing into lockdown cities worldwide. So it's interesting because I think some of my neighbors were also mentioning the fact that they're seeing more and more animals just roaming the streets ever since the coronavirus has hit their streets. Well, not their streets per se, but the MCO has been, introduced. And could this be because of the climate change that's taking place all around the world? Will COVID-19 have a lasting impact on the environment? You take a look at this article from BBC. Pollution and greenhouse gas emissions have fallen across continents as countries try to contain the spread of the new coronavirus. Another one on BBC News. Air pollution and carbon dioxide fall rapidly as virus spreads. So it has taken a grim global toll over lives, health services, jobs, as well as mental health. But according to many reports, as you saw earlier, pollution and greenhouse gas emissions are showing significant drops as coronavirus impacts world and travel. So I'm really interested to hear the views from a husband and wife team. Unfortunately, her husband won't be able to join us today, but Izzati will be joining us. And they totally, completely advocate sustainable living, and they incorporate this not just in their personal ground or home front, but also in their business. So without further ado, let us try and unmute. She's been waiting online. Izzati, hi. She is the co-founder of Refill House. Can you hear me? Okay, she's just gonna mute her YouTube, I think. Hi, Izzati.
You hear me?
Yes, hi. So Izzati here is one of the co-founders for
muted?
Refill House. Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Boleh tak?
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you through your YouTube live, but I can't hear you from my Skype.
Alright, your YouTube, you need to mute your YouTube. Or otherwise we're gonna hear double sound. Yeah.
But I can't hear you.
Okay.
Are you guys muted?
No, we're
No,
fine.
we're
We
fine.
can
We
hear
can hear
you.
She has to switch off her YouTube now.
Oh, you have to switch off your YouTube.
Don't worry, It's recorded, so
We're,
we can watch it
recording
later.
this, so try and switch on YouTube and see if that helps out and you can hear us. Boleh tak? I'm gonna try this out. Just while she is trying to figure out her Skype on the other side, let me just tell you a little bit more about what she does. Refill House basically is a delivery service of cleaning products like floor cleansers, glass cleansers, all-purpose cleanser, and they go by a refill method. So she and her team will come to your house, and they hope that more and more people will refuse plastic or single-use plastic, encourage to basically go on a low or zero waste movement. All right, so let's try again. Izati, can you hear me now?
I can hear you through my phone, but you don't hear me, right?
No, I can hear you. Awesome. Okay, great. So Izati, how are you? But there's a
Why
double
dia,
one, huh?
no, dia letak ni.
Oh, because my phone is here.
Yeah, can you hear?
Susahnya, I don't know why I can't hear you guys at all from my
We can
Skype.
Hear you. Yeah, we can hear you very
loud
well.
and clear.
We can hear you.
Yeah, it's odd. Okay, well, but she can't hear us, right? That's the point. She can't hear us, but she's hearing us over YouTube.
Why? Kenapa dia? Why she has two devices on?
Do you have two devices on?
Switch off one device.
Else I can't hear you.
Oh, because otherwise she can't hear us.
Tell you what, let's.
Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna call you back, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Alright, we're gonna try and call Izati back. She is the co-founder of Refill House, and she's a strong advocate for sustainable living.
Let's try and call her. Why she go and switch on the phone? I also don't know why.
Hi, now can you hear us?
There you go. Okay, now it's much better. Okay.
Much better. Okay, so we had to actually live
hear you.
streaming. Huh? Now cannot dengar pula.
Okay, I tell you.
You gotta switch off.
Oh, I got it. I had my microphone on, my jack. So
Yes.
okay, we got it all fixed now. Now I can hear you.
Okay, now you can hear us. All right, so we're gonna start the show all over again. Okay, so just bear with us. We're gonna start back again. That? Yeah. All right, let's go back to the start. So we're gonna just hang in there. Okay, just don't do anything.
I will.
No, it's on already. Don't worry. It's streaming. It was streaming. So you just start with.
Oh, okay. So we go straight to
Yeah,
Izati.
we go straight.
All right, let's go straight to Izati. So Izati is one of the co-founders for Refill House, and you have this ambition to make sure that everyone, but we're starting with our own community first, embarks on a zero waste movement. Is that correct?
Yes, that is definitely correct.
First and foremost, how are you feeling?
Now that we're at home and deliveries are going out, so that means a lot of single waste, plastics and whatnot are being used. But I mean, what do you do at a time like this? I guess you can't avoid it much, but at home we really try to just still continue with what we have been practicing, like composting and just recycling or reusing whatever stuff that we have, and mainly just not eating out most. We're just during this time, so we're just mainly cooking. So yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've been like cooking up a storm. I've never been in the kitchen as much as I have since this MCO.
Masak je kerja kan?
Masak je kerja. Okay, I don't think you can actually see this on our screens right now, but basically I'm sure you've seen some of the reports when NASA actually took a satellite view of China before and after the lockdown. I mean, they had an even longer lockdown, right? And you can see significant carbon dioxide reduction or gas emission reduction since everyone has been cooped up or staying safe at home. So in a way, I mean, you know how God has his funny ways. Always a silver lining to the dark clouds. What do you think about that?
Well, I guess so we have to understand how say carbon dioxide. So I guess we're talking about carbon dioxide emissions when we're talking about the air health, right?
Yeah.
So the carbon dioxide levels is calculated for when it initially was started to be calculated, which is pre-industrial era until now. So it's an accumulative number. So the level of CO2 has not reduced, but with the pandemic that is going on, what has happened is we have reduced our emission. You know what I mean? So whatever that's in the air is already there. It's not like it's going away or the CO2 has left us for
Right.
some godly reasons, but at least for the month or so, for the beginning of the year until now, the amount of emissions that we have been producing has reduced.
Yeah, so it's not as if it's a complete solution per se,
Yeah,
but there
correct.
is a significant reduction in that sense, and
Yes.
that just puts you into perspective of how much we're what do you call that? What do you call it? There's so much emission going out, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, back to what you are doing. So you are the co-founder of Refill House. That has been put on a hold right now because you aren't able. You're not an essential delivery per se, right? Although you should be because thing.
We do have hand sanitizers. Actually, you know how Miti has opened up their application to
Right.
continue service or
Uh-huh.
businesses for during this lockdown time for the second round. Hopefully we get
Ah.
approved, and we are partnering up with a company. They're called Bunny Bucket. If you follow them on Instagram, so what they are doing is they get like veggies. It's a bit off tangent, but along the lines. So they get like veggies from farmers where these veggies are being thrown out because the transportation system is sort of, bumpy, I guess. So
Right.
these veggies aren't going out. So instead of throwing them away, so I'm trying to set that out. Maybe by end of this week or by next week,
Oh,
we'll have
good.
that up and running. Trying to be like zero waste delivery service for vegetables. So
Because such a waste to all that raw produce, right?
yeah, I asked the same thing to the founder of Bunny Bucket, but why don't they like give it to other people? But these farmers, they live in a patchy area where everybody's just growing veggies. So what do you
Right.
do? Do you give to your neighbor who's already left with so much
Yeah.
veggies as well? So it really is the transportation that's causing this hard time for the veggies to get out. So
I was reading a story on your Instagram page, and you are really worried because a lot of people are still not, I mean, even now, so where people are confined in homes, they are not segregating their waste. So they're not really, leading a sustainable lifestyle in that sense.
yeah.
Your thoughts, please.
Oh my gosh, my house is like a recycling center right now. Because of, we do get like, I have kids, so I have like milk cartons and, your egg cartons and whatnot. So I haven't been able to get them out of my house is one thing. But yeah, you are right. Like, I guess at a time like this where you can't take your recycling people who have been practicing recycling
Yeah.
aren't able to get out to recycle their stuff, and people who aren't recycling are just ordering deliveries and all that, so you're really taking in a lot of single use plastic, so it's sad.
But you give some really, really cool tips over your Instagram page, like this one that I'm going to be sharing with our viewers at home, growing tomato seeds in eggshells, because eggshells are also wonderful. When you compost them, they give so much nutrients to the plant, so you might as well just plant them and then they sort of compost by itself. And yeah, you have this thing called Trash Talk Cousins with, I'm guessing, your cousin. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Oh yeah. So, when we started this, Fee, who is my cousin, go figure. So when we when we started Refill House, she's also the co-founder, and we thought if if trash is not a problem, then we're not a solution. So
Yeah.
we really wanted to come up with ways to educate people. So that's where Trash Talk Cousin came about.
Mhm.
What we really wanted was for us to have a different platform. I actually actually wanted to have it separate from Refill House, where we try out like organic products
Oh,
or
lovely.
natural products or other zero waste products that's not from Refill House, but we talk about them and encourage all these businesses to continue doing what they are doing, but use our platform to educate people to know that they're around. So that's where Trash Talk Cousin comes about. So yeah, I just come up with creative topics in terms of how do we zero waste and how we talk about trash in general or products related to zero waste or organic and stuff like that. And one of the stuff we're thinking about is also doing like vegan food just to reduce the amount of carbon emission from eating like
Bless you.
poultry and beef. So yeah,
And
some
I love actually done this. I incorporated this at my house where you use the bread bags to tag your electrical cables because I've got
you
so many.
are
I am.
cool.
I've used that. So I've got 92 more for my rice cooker as well as my toaster. Because the bread kan kita tunggu lah like don't throw the bread tag. So guys, if you're watching this right now, please head down to Refill House. They also have which is another side business, Toklan Asia, right? And you actually, well, I'm not sure if it's you or your husband or both of you also, where you also basically teach people how to set up their own hydroponics. So you can have vegetables, the comfort of
Not
your
really a
home.
side business. It's just something that we bought it from Doklan, and I
Oh,
figured that it would be a good topic to talk
okay.
about on Trash Talk Cousin.
So
Maybe
it's
I
not
should get some
yours. This
commissions
is not
on it,
yours.
right?
I thought it was yours. Impression that it was yours, but oh, okay. So you just
Yeah,
talk about them. Oh, bless you. You're always giving so much good publicity to everyone around you who does sustainable businesses. So you
because
do
at the end of
hydroponics
the
too.
day, do you feel like the more people knowledgeable enough about this, the more it's like a snowball effect, you know?
Right.
I love it, the fact that your close friend Yasmin Hani went out shopping zero waste, and a lot of people were, oh, this is a good idea and sharing that about. And it's a nice feeling when you see it trickle down to a lot more people, especially if it ever touches the machi pachi people. I'd be happy because the younger generations, I feel like it's easier to get them on board with the zero waste movement, but the a bit elder generation, I guess because they've gone through that time where why wash again and again when you can just dispose. They went through that era when it was difficult, and for them, they're done with, so if machi and pachi starts going zero waste, I'd be like,
Woohoo!
happy.
All right. So we're waiting for your collaboration with Bunny Bucket, right? Is that correct?
Yes,
Bunny Bucket. That's gonna
get
we're
my
gonna find out.
veggies once it's like up and running, I will send them over to
Aw,
you.
but what is up and running now, because Ramadan is just what, maybe less than 10 days away, is
Yeah,
your Ramadan kurma. I'm helping you out here, girlfriend, because I've got some.
yeah,
It is so delicious. So this is something that is still ongoing. At the end of the day, you have to diversify your business in
yeah.
order to sustain. So this is another one that I'm showing to our viewers at home. If you're looking for kurma this Ramadan, then head down over to Ramadan Kurma 2020. This is the Instagram page. Final words from you, Izati, before we sign off.
Okay, so I just want to touch on that. The box that we've gotten for our kurma is perfectly recyclable, and we print it out on a sticker that's not even what do you call it, like mirror coat
Popsicle.
or
Okay.
plastic or
Oh,
gloss,
bless
even
you.
for people to be able to recycle. We try. So yeah, but anyways, my last note, whether it's in the pandemic times, COVID-19 or not, whatever that you can do at home, zero waste. To reduce the amount of waste that you are sending to the landfill. Keep going, keep doing it. My home is full of recycling items. I hope I can call someone and just collect them now. But just keep going. And yeah, just go zero waste.
Thank you so much, Izati. You stay safe, stay strong, and stay safe. Thank you so much. That was Izati from Refill House, and she was sharing with us some sustainable tips in keeping your business sustainable. In this sense, she's diversified. She's lucky that she has other businesses, and also some tips on how you can sustain your lifestyle during this MCO, because a lot of people still fail to segregate their waste. All right, moving on. Of course, the headline for our YouTube talk today is about how tips on how businesses and companies survive this MCO period. So again, I'll be talking to two more guests. Our next guest is someone dear to me and someone I proudly shared a room with. Her LinkedIn profile states that she's an optimizer of current and future potential. She's the chief people officer for a company that helps other companies boost team productivity. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my very own sister, Michelle and Iking. Let's see if we can call her up. We're about to speak to her, and she is the chief people officer for SelfDrvn. That's right. I hope I mentioned it correctly. Let's see if we've got her. Hi, Kak. I'm going to be very professional here, so I'm going to call you Michelle, okay? I'm not being kurang ajar or anything, but then saya panggil kau Michelle because you're like a guest on my show. So we can't see you right now. I'm not sure if you switched off your video.
Oh, here we go. Sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah, you've been like super duper busy. All right, now let's go straight into the questions. Now, according to your website, which we will show on our screens in just a bit. According to your website, SelfDrvn is a seamless platform. Hold on. What's happening? Hold on. It's alright. I'll just
Michelle
say.
can see us, right? Michelle, you
Can you see us, Scott?
I can see just your icon actually.
Oh, just my
Okay, hold on.
icon.
Oh, I can't see
Oh, you
you.
see your. I think you're seeing your slides, right?
Yeah, I can see my slides.
Yeah, she
I
can see
can
her slides.
see-
Okay, never mind. You can see us now.
All right, you should be able to see us in a bit.
No problem.
Now, again, according to your website, this is a mouthful, but I'm going to say it anyway. SelfDrvn is a platform with the best employee engagement practices, and our partners are experts in the technology and HR industry. Phew. All right, now in layman term, okay, and in a nutshell, what exactly does SelfDrvn do?
Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to figure out. We're an app. I thought actually it might be better for your viewers
Right.
to actually see a couple of slides that I have, because it's probably easier for them to understand something visually rather than attempt to understand
All right,
jargon.
so I think we have it. Yep, we've got it on our screens right now. We've got remote workforce management. Talk us through.
Great. Okay, so this is particularly relevant because everyone's stuck at home.
Right.
And just quickly running through, this is part of a presentation that I actually shared with 100 SMEs in a similar situation right now.
Right.
And they were all really struggling because, being a small business, sometimes you're not used to working from home, or how to deal with it when you have workers suddenly having to work from home. So they invited us to share some best practices.
Mm-hmm.
And just to align, we basically just did a check in whether or not all the SMEs basically had similar problems, right?
Right.
And the kind of common themes that all the small to medium enterprises had was, how do we keep productivity up when everyone's working from home? How do we keep people meeting their goals and deadlines? And, in many instances, no matter how good your Wi-Fi, no matter how changgih your laptop, the nature of the work, if you're in a factory, for example, for a non-essential good, you're not doing the work that your salary is being paid for. Again.
Yeah.
So how do employers who can't fire any of these people ensure that at least the time is well spent? So try at least get folks to focus on learning and development maybe during this MCO, right?
Oh.
So that's the themes. And then obviously, you can look in our people on our WhatsApp. There's so much change. Every other day, PM is announcing some new announcement, guideline about MCO, extension, or whatever.
Yeah.
So the agility factor, how do we get companies to respond and react quickly and adjust their strategy with every bit of news that comes in left, right, and center? So that was a key thing for most businesses. And then lastly, but certainly not least, is this issue of motivation. So everyone's on lockdown essentially, but we humans are social animals, right? We need to connect with other people, and we're not allowed to right now. So how do we prevent people from being demoralized?
Yep.
And one key consideration is actually, how you talk about in the workplace, the quality of your work life is dependent on how great a manager you have, how much quality attention you get from a great manager.
Yep.
And now, I myself, for example, I'm struggling with my own life and making sure business is done, making sure my kid is fed, etc. I may not have that capability to then check in with all my team members and the staff reporting into me as I would if they were in the office then.
Right.
These were some of the kind of basic considerations across all businesses. So really, how we deal with it at SelfDrvn using our own app is to really rely on 3 very simple key principles. The first principle is as certainty decreases, you have to increase visibility on a 2-way basis, meaning leaders have to be more visible and the people have to feel heard as well, right?
Yeah.
Number 2, you still focus on results. And number 3, very simply, you've got to recognize and reward the behavior you actually want people to do, even when you can't see them. So going back to your original question about, what exactly does our app do? Let me explain how we apply these principles using our app.
Right.
So we talked about increasing visibility, leaders especially as moments of uncertainty. You've got to align your people and focus them by increasing visibility. You don't have to talk grandmother story all. It does need to be frequent. And you can't just be talking about, okay, let's hit target, let's hit KPIs. You've got to demonstrate some level of care and empathy, especially in this time, okay? And the 2-way aspect is you've got to help people be heard, not just you as the leader talking down at them, but then do you hear what they have to say? So this is how our app's been used in our company. So our CEO is Lam Manchong. So we've got the part of the app is like a social media type thing.
Right.
And he's been communicating serious stuff. Like a lot of you on your WhatsApps would have seen this curve, flattening. And so he shares it on the platform and it's kind of a serious message about this is why we're doing what we're doing and we're doing a good job, so keep it up. But then he also uses the platform to share some personal stuff. So this is what his work from home situation is like from his house, 7 hours of conference calls. What did he learn? So there's that little bit of a human element coming from him as the CEO.
So the employees will be able to feel like, okay, my boss is quite human after all.
He's got TV, right? And he does other things like he shows pictures of his dogs, and then his massage chair, so all that kind of stuff. And in addition to all this, either serious stuff or more, personal things, he also issues polls because, as I said, it's about hearing what your people have to say as well. Okay, so he issued a poll in the early stages of the MCO asking people how productive they felt they were working from home. And the good thing was that the bulk of people felt that they were either the same productivity or more. But then the poll did reveal that about 20% of our people did feel less productive. So as a result of issuing this poll, then we did a company-wide call, and then we kind of asked people, those 20%, what are the struggles you're having, right? Yep. And some of the struggles people were having were like, I'm not used to working from home. Now my kid's barging in and interrupting my calls.
Oh,
my chair's
I feel them.
My Wi-Fi is not, I'm in a remote area and my Unify whatever is not working.
Right.
Or I'm hotspotting off my phone, etc. So it really surfaced some concerns, and in that call, for some of the more immediate concerns, we were able to help. So, for example, someone who'd been working from home with kids and knew how to set boundaries and gave advice to those who were not so savvy. We gave some advice about how to improve the infrastructure.
Of course, all this app, you're applying it to your own company first, right? And all these features are within that app.
Yeah, exactly. And so we're eating so-called, we like to say we eat our own dog food. So even in problems like, alamak, the fridge is so close, so I keep walking to the fridge and keep eating, I'm getting so fat, MCO fat, So people also give some tips about how to do that, right? So yeah, this is one example of, keeping that visibility, even if you're not seeing in the office. And I know these are all the CEO posts, right? So I had some of the SMEs, when I shared this with them, they're like, alamak, Dala, I have to run a business. Then I have to become social media as well.
And how does that work then? Because some people aren't too comfortable being over social media. I know one CEO who just recently opened itu pun kena paksa, and is being managed by his team.
So you can do that. Obviously, there is a team. He just happens to be quite savvy in these things, so he uses it. But for example, I myself had to, as a leader, I also kena sekali maybe not as much as my CEO, but I had to issue a poll as a chief people officer. And so the poll that I released most recently was checking in with our people managers, what's most important to you, when you're trying to manage your team remotely, and seeing some of the concerns, and then seeing what kind of support they needed from the company so they can do that job, right?
So,
So this is some of the kind of serious stuff. But let me
Right.
show you something that was quite cool.
Yep.
It's not just the company. It's not just the serious stuff. We actually had this. One of our clients is Domino's Pizza,
Right.
and we realized in one of the polls that we can't have team lunches anymore. So our CEO, working in partnership with one of our clients, Domino's,
Right.
actually arranged a virtual team lunch.
Oh wow.
It was really cool. So he sent out this kind of quest, so-called a quest. It's a task for us to do, whereby everybody was saying, okay, this Thursday, everybody order a pizza using the 2020 coupon from Domino's. If you
Nice.
post pictures of you ordering pizza and the receipt, you'll get points from the company, and then we'll pay you back the cost of the pizza.
So
Okay.
this app also enables you to collect points and rewards, is it?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, that's really like principle number 3, and I'm kind of overshot here.
Sorry.
But so I did that, and then this is
Aw.
Lara. I just want to
Hi,
show
Lara.
a bit glorjo, sorry, yeah,
That's
but
a lot
we
for just
ordered
the three
pizza,
of you.
and it was like Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Lara Bear, but it's
like
with pizza
Goldilocks.
instead of porridge, right? And very quickly, so then, okay, principle number 2 is about focusing on results. So you get rewarded. Yes, I've kind of jumped the gun, but what do you get rewarded for? You get rewarded for focusing on the right kind of results. And so our app enables us to set daily goals, for which you get rewarded like 1,000 points if you set a daily goal and achieve it.
Yep.
And these goals could be a variety of things, right? It could be related to your KPI, but it could also be on behaviors like you give your peers feedback. Do you request feedback? And then like that, like just now, it was about order pizza, and then you'll get some rewards. Share some pictures of you working from home, and let's do the bonding kind of thing. You also get rewards, right?
And the rewards, what
points.
can you exchange it for?
Sorry?
You exchange those
What do you
reward
do?
or points for? What can you get?
Exchange it for a variety of things, right? So, okay, we're going to pretty much the last principle.
Right.
You want to, let me just, so that I switch off that call. You want to really reward people for the behaviors that you want them to do. So yes, you can, hang on. You can reward them points, and you can reward them badges. So I got an OCD badge. Surprise!
Oh
no,
my God. No surprise, by the way.
Surprises from my CEO. I got OCD for being like super detail oriented. He said, I'm very stressed by your questions, but I know at the end of the day, you and the rest of the people who got this OCD badge are trying to help us do our business properly. You can give badges for collaboration. You can give badges for like learning, and there's a whole leaderboard showing who has collected the most badges, who has collected the most points. And answering your question, what do you then do with these points?
Yep.
So our app integrates with, it's kind of like when you spend on credit cards and you get points, and then you can redeem them for a wide variety of things, whether it's Starbucks vouchers, Grab vouchers, Zalora, a holiday So
and these are also your clients, or that you're working with your other partners, your clients and stuff, and
Yeah, absolutely. So there's on our particular the partner that we work with, they've got, as I said, Zalora. I think they've got Uniqlo on there, H&M,
Nice.
Zara. But so obviously it costs money, because the company has to put a budget towards these vouchers being redeemable by employees, right? But even some companies have become very, very creative. If they don't want to put like a hard budget towards paying for a Zara voucher, what they do is they create their own rewards. So, for example, it could be, okay, obviously this is pre-MCO, lunch with the CEO, the head of HR writes you a LinkedIn recommendation, or you get a prime parking spot.
So you can customize
really
it in that sense. The company can customize it to make it more appealing to the employees, right? So how much is it exactly? And I understand that you've got this 3-month access to your digital talent engagement platform, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So normally it's a subscription basis,
right?
Depending on how many employees you've got in your company. It can be anywhere from 15 ringgit per person per month,
right?
Or as low as, if you've got a high volume of of employees, then it could 5 ringgit per person per month, right? There's a range depending and what you're doing. But yeah, you're right. We recognize that it's very valuable. We're finding it really valuable for us right now. And we know that it's really tough during MCO to kind of invest in any kind of new platform right now when people are really struggling to keep their jobs, struggling to keep their businesses afloat. Takkan you nak bayar anything. So we thought, but it's our product is really helpful. And if people could just try it, they'll realize it. So in the month of April, if you sign up in the month of April, you can get 3 months free access to our platform for up to 30 of your employees. So at least you can try and see whether it has value to you in this time to do remote workforce management. And then, if there's value for you later on, then we belakang cerita lah, talk about later in terms of subscribing.
And
yeah,
and that's just it. Very quickly, I mean, I love what you all do. I understand the whole thing, but right now people are saying, people are trying to manage dorang punya finances ba. Yang penting this wouldn't be top of mind. So how would you tell people, no, this is also very, very important for you to employ or engage with our services, especially now during these delicate times? How would you sell it? If I were asked you to sell it right now, how would you say it?
It's really tough. It is really tough. It's a very hard question for me to answer because you'll see most of the service providers throwing offers left, right, and center. And a lot of it can be seen as ambulance chasing. Okay? And in fact, I was just browsing my LinkedIn and there was this comment by someone fairly senior within the industry saying, everybody lah, tiba-tiba throwing free webinar lah, free services lah. Just because there's a crisis, suddenly everyone is being so altruistic. It makes you wonder whether anything is genuine, right?
Yeah.
And my response to that was, yeah, it's true. Ambulance chasing, this concept of ambulance chasing, trying to profit off a bad situation, existed well before MCO, for sure.
Yeah.
And people mocked it and people were very cynical about it even back then, quite rightly so. But I also believe that I don't fault businesses for trying to stay afloat right now. I don't fault businesses for trying to pivot their strategy and make themselves relevant. And certainly for us, we feel that our product does give value. And so even though my motives, my company's motives will be questioned earlier, just riding on the whole thing, ultimately value, only the companies that really provide value stand the test of time. And I don't fault any business that actually has to support people with real jobs, with mouths to feed, from putting their hand up and say, look, I have something. I'm willing to let you try it for free. If you see value, great. If you don't, no cost to you.
But that's just it. I think maybe I'm very optimistic and I'm very positive and I'm a community doer and giver. I see this chance, especially now that you're offering a 3 months free for 30 users of a company, to just try it out. Why not? It's free access and it can help you.
Yeah.
And then if you don't like it, then you don't have to subscribe to it after 3 months is over, right? So it's
pretty
great.
much, exactly.
Yeah. So Jess, for those of you who are interested, please do check out SelfDrvn Enterprise, and I will also put the link on my caption next after this. Very, very quickly before we just sign off, I know I was reading this article, right? I didn't put it on my website. It's basically showcasing how the coronavirus has turned parenting into non-stop, all-consuming guilt. I'm someone who actually is used to working from home, but now that Lena, my helper, is not around, I've been constantly cooking and cleaning and teaching the kids. There's 3, mind you, and I'm going bonkers at the same time trying to work from home. You have my niece is such an inquisitive 4-year-old. She wants your attention because she probably misses school right now. She misses her friends. You are heavily pregnant, like you're due any moment, and you are still working from home 10 to 12 hours. I mean, how do you cope and how do you ensure that you're able to juggle and give yourself self-drive during this MCO?
Okay, well, first off, I don't think anyone has a choice at this stage, right? Number one. And really, in the whole scheme of things, I'm very, very lucky. It's lockdown. MCO is different for everybody. We are decidedly middle class. Our fridge is full. We are together as a family. I want to I don't know if you can see. Can you see Lara
Oh,
sleeping next to me?
Lara. Oh, we missed her because Isidore wanted to see her just now.
So okay, the situation is it is not ideal. I don't have like a massive mansion with mega rooms. So Kishore, my husband, is taking this home office because Lara has online classes 3 times a day, every day. She's taken over the living room. So
Right.
me, with my pregnant body, is sitting in the bedroom. And we've established a kind of nice routine in that I'll wake her up, we'll have breakfast together as a family, which again is a really rare privilege. So we have breakfast as a family, and then she'll go to the office and start his work. I will go into the bedroom and start my work. Kishore is very good. He has downloaded all her worksheets
Oh,
and
bless.
sets her up for her 11:20, 12:20, and 2:10 or something class.
Busy
So he
bee.
sets her up. Yeah, very busy. And then Lara then will come into my room occasionally, like today. So she always likes to nap next to me in the bed around
Aw.
about this time. And so we've got a nice routine going on. And I again, on the upside, it's teaching her work ethic, my daughter work ethic, and also boundaries. So for example, she's learned to put her ear next to the door,
Wow.
check if mama is on a call first
Right.
before she opens the door. And then every day, I kid you not, 2 or 3 times a day, after she's ascertained that I'm not on a call, she will come in and say, Mama, can I give you some sayang? And
Aww.
so she'll come and we'll do a bit of a hug, and then she'll tell me a little bit about what's going on outside, because I literally I park my excuse the language, ass here from the morning until about 7:30, 8 o'clock. um yeah, we do these little things. And what to do, Law, but other people have it very
I
much
guess
worse.
you
We still have our
just
jobs.
have to just do what you gotta do. There's a
Gotta
question
do.
from one of our regulars. Farah asked, "It looks
Hmm.
so cool. Your app looks so cool. How much is the subscription?" She may have missed that part.
Okay. So as I said, depending on the size of your company, uh, anywhere from between 15 ringgit per person per user,
Oh,
15 per person per month, or 5 ringgit per person per month. I mean, and we obviously we don't give it to individuals. It is for a company wide, because that kind of interact yourself only again. So you have to have it within a company setting.
okay.
And normally, companies like the PwCs are subscribing for years. CIMB is a client, etc. So they subscribe for 1 2 years, etc.
All
But
right.
that's kind of pricing up.
Oh, thank you so much, Farah. I hope that answers your question. Final words from you before we sign off, Kak?
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity. It's so we're 5 minutes drive away.
I
We
know,
hardly
right?
see each other. And it's taken something like this for us to connect, which is a bit tragic, really.
Silver
But
lining somewhere. Silver lining. And
thank
it's
you.
I'm really bummed that you're due any moment, minute,
And
days from now, and I really just wish you the best, smooth delivery, and let's keep in touch.
you.
Thank God for WhatsApp. All right, I love you.
Yes,
Thank you so
we
Yeah.
love
much.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Asmi. Bye
Bye.
bye.
That was Michelle and Iking, the chief. Let me get her designation correct. Chief
The-
People Officer of SelfDrvn Enterprise.
CPO is also crude palm oil
What?
in the industry.
Oh yeah,
So-
CPO. Well, she's
So,
not crude.
yeah.
And again, it's free. I will link her website on my caption, or my what do you call that? What do you call it?
In the description.
Description. Thank you so much. All right, our final guest is the co-founder of Iwi Digital. They believe that live streaming gives clients who are stuck during the MCO to give the best organic reach to their customers and audience. How and why, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to try and call our next and final guest for today's show, Dominic Chen of Iwi Digital. Let's see if he is online, because we're slightly behind time. We had a bit of an issue our live streaming. Dom, sorry for keeping you waiting. I know.
Hi, Daphne.
Hi. Sorry. I know we said at 4. We had a bit of a glitch earlier because
No
our
problem.
first guest forgot to put on her earphones. So I can't hear you. But that's
Can you-
exactly. Now we can hear you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Dom,
that's
how
good.
art thou?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. And it's
Dom,
good to see you and Joe and
yeah,
the
you can't-
family. I've been following you guys on social media.
You can't see us, right, Dom?
Can you see
Yeah.
us?
I can't see you, but I
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay, as long as you can.
Stop streaming for a while, and I'm gonna.
Nope.
No?
No, I can't.
You should be in a. You should be.
You could not connect to your selected camera since it
should.
may be in
Can you
another
see?
application.
But I think it's fine. Like on the side, I have a side monitor here. I can see you.
Yeah. Oh wait,
Hi.
hold on. Okay. Now can you see?
Yes.
Alright.
I
Alright,
can now.
perfect.
Okay.
Baiklah,
Sorry,
into
you
Dominic
must-
Chen. I actually know Dom because of his partner, fiance, girlfriend. Okay, anyway, and he was the one who was part of a production that I was part of with his girlfriend Jack. It's not a few months ago. Was it a year ago already, Dom?
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy how things have changed from then till
know.
now. But
I know.
you have recently launched Operation COVID. Very smart usage of words, by the way. Create ongoing
thank you.
value in digital, which basically offers SMEs to live stream to their audience via their Facebook platforms. Now, it is free for now because of the MC. How did this idea come about, and why is it free, Dom?
Let me share some backstory.
Yes.
All the thunder is going on. Sorry about that. But,
No worries, I've got
yeah.
Thunder here right in front of me too.
So we started the company, Michael and I. We call it EV Digital.
Right.
Because it's reference to the New Zealand Maori, where I grew up and studied there for half my life.
Okay.
Then when I came back, I chosen the word iwi because it stands for tribe, and what we do as a company is to build digital tribes, aka bringing people together.
Mm-hmm.
And so with this live streaming platform, we've been doing it for our own clients internally.
Right.
And then this MCO thing happened.
Right.
And then I was like, oh my God, now is such a scary time for SMEs. A lot of bosses think like, okay, so now how, what do I do? What do I do?
Mhm.
And then everyone's talking about what is the new normal? What should I do? And then, if you go online, you see a lot of gurus, a lot of people trying to pitch, no, this is the right path. This is the right path.
Yeah.
As an SME, how do you know what's the right choice? And I feel like after doing live streaming for some time, I find out that the best people who probably know are your regular customers. And the best way to reach them or a group of them is
Yep.
through live streaming.
Okay.
So that came about.
Mhm.
I talked to my team. Obviously, we were impacted as well. We've had a number of projects put on hold.
Yeah.
We had some spare time. So I said, okay, let's do it. In 72 hours, we launched this website, and then we started contacting our friends, friends with businesses. And they're like, yeah, let's do this. And the whole point is for you to reach out to your regular customers and update them. How do you make appointments? Where do people buy your stuff? How can people still stay connected? What are your plans after MCO?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we want to have this kind of conversation, and then we thought like we have the resources with whatever we have. Why not we just serve business owners who really need this now, rather than trying to make a profit out of it.
Bless you. Well, 72 hours to just launch this, that's crazy. And now you are offering it for new sign-ups only, or how? Is it just for new clients, or with your existing client also? How does it work?
Yeah, so what happens is we say 30 minutes free session, but in
Correct.
reality most have done it because they've gone even up to like an hour.
Yeah.
It's just more of first come first serve basis. So
Right.
yeah.
So it's not so hard and fast go beyond 30 minutes, it's okay? Or do you have
Yeah.
because it's trial error. This whole thing, what we're doing, even this live streaming that we're doing right now, is all trial and error. You say 30 minutes, you figured out an SOP, and okay, how do we tell them that 30 minutes is coming near, or what do you do?
Yeah, so with our producers, we actually block the time to
Right.
make sure that the guest is very comfortable, because a lot of SME owners, probably they haven't done live streaming before. So they get very nervous, they worry about the technology. So we're just saying, look, you let us help you to connect it. And how we're different is that, each live stream, our hosts will actually be on screen to guide you and to introduce you, just like an MC, but a digital version of it, to walk you through the whole process. So you just focus on your message and your customers. That's all.
Because you think that in this digital age, everyone would be able to be tech savvy, but it's not the case in every company, right? So it's great that you're offering this for free for 30 minutes or so. And how do they sign up?
Yeah, they just go to ev.asia, they fill in their details, and then once they submit it, we'll get a notification, and then
Right.
our producers will just contact them and then figure out what their needs are and arrange how to set up the live streaming. There will
Right.
also be a short rehearsal before that, just to
Okay.
help them to prepare. So, yeah.
What's the difference on live streaming it on over Zoom or IGTV, or sorry, IG Live then? Why Facebook? Why particularly Facebook for you guys?
I think for us, we started with Facebook because statistically, most Malaysians are hanging out on Facebook the most, by
Right.
majority. I think second, quite closely, is Instagram. So it
Okay.
doesn't matter, like, what we're trying to say with this Operation COVID is, it doesn't really matter what platform you use. Live streaming is the best way to get to your clients fast. And I
Right.
think it's really important for customers to get to know who the business owners really are, what shifts, what pivots are they trying to do, and how to support each other during this difficult time.
Right. So you started out with Facebook, but you are open to other live
Yeah,
streaming
we're
platforms.
definitely looking into other platforms. It's just that, this thing, we didn't even plan for this to happen this
Yeah,
soon. This was
72
supposed to happen
hours.
like 6 months down the line.
Dom, why don't you try YouTube? YouTube opens to a bigger.
We are already, Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, we are already looking into it, and we're already trying it internally. We just want to make sure that with Facebook, we sort of got the recipe right,
Right,
the
right.
connectivity and everything relatively okay and sorted out. We've streamed it with clients from, like, I think Belgium, Hong Kong, and even the States, if I'm not mistaken. So my team is running, the producers are actually actively running it. I'm just working more behind the scenes, so I'm not in front of camera.
So
You're
you've got
smart,
a
man,
group.
you're smart.
You've got everyone is working remotely from wherever they are, the comforts of their home, right, or
Yeah.
studio, or whatever. Do you need any interns or hosts for Iwi Asia?
Yeah, definitely. We're always on the lookout for people who, think that they can add a certain value. If you go to ev.asia, I think we left the contact of my business partner there, Michael. So you can just shoot him an email with your CV,
Right.
and just say, who you are, what you'd like to do, how you can help out, and then we'll be in touch. Because Asia is a live streaming platform, but on the other side, Iwi Digital, we're actually a marketing consulting firm, where we help businesses to, not just figure out all the nooks and crannies for helping with their sales and marketing, but we try to help them to find any untapped opportunities, so that they can grow their revenue streams, differently through digital means.
I think Daphne is trying to say she's trying to offer herself as a host, bro. I mean, come on. I know that
Most
tactic.
definitely.
I know that trick.
No, I'm asking as like, it's actually one of their FAQ, sorry. FAQ. FAQ.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
It says here 3 ways to repurpose your Facebook live videos for more content. You can create content, of course, transcribe it to become an ebook, and upload it to your YouTube. So all this is also, yeah, you can also book your free session now. And all this can be found over your website at iwi.asia, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. Awesome stuff, man. Wow. Okay, so I think that's great that you're actually evolving, not just on Facebook, because I sort of stopped checking Facebook pages or my Facebook page, and the followers have just sort of remained stagnant there because I'm focusing more on either my YouTube or my Instagram, and it's because there are some companies who just don't have their Facebook, right? So it's
Yeah.
great that you're also moving on to platforms also, but it's not ongoing yet, right? It's still on Facebook first.
Yeah, we're starting out on Facebook first, and I just want to add, like, if you're using Zoom, it doesn't matter what platform it is, just as long as during this MCO you try to reach out to your regular customers again, and just ask them what works for them. Don't sort of internalize everything and then just plan like, okay, this is going to work because we think this. I think customers will have a lot of different ideas that they can contribute to help you to grow your business, or
You're
or
right.
in
You're right.
fact,
I think
rebuild your business after the MCO.
what you said that hit the nail on the head, because right now everyone is in shock. The whole world, in fact, it's just not Malaysia. So we should all be trying to see how it works, and then shut ourselves to like, okay, I only want YouTube, I only want, like you say, Instagram and all that. I mean, we should try, and then we should always also listen to what your customer says. Okay, yeah, this one works and all that, and later on you never know. I mean, it might evolve into something that you don't even you didn't expect.
Yeah, that's right, Joe. Like, something new could come out of it. We don't know what, but at least you have that conversation with them so they're
Yeah.
updated.
Having that conversation with your client, I think, yeah, that's really the key here. I mean, what else do you want to do now? Unless you cook, clean the toilet. I mean, just open up your Zoom or WhatsApp, talk to your client, keep on talking until you find a solution. I think that's good.
Yeah.
And I think for those of you who may be a little bit confused as to like, but I can do it on my own. Again, if you can do it on your own, that's great, awesome. But there are some companies or SMEs who may not be too comfortable, as Dom was mentioning. Not everyone is comfortable just talking alone to a camera, just like that, you know. So if there's some interaction where they have their hosts who are, they're capable of, extracting the best content, giving you a question, and there's rehearsals going on, and I guess it's really at what you've explained in your FAQ. Think of us like a golf caddy or a co-pilot during your live session, because you want to make sure that you make the best out of that 30 minutes or so, right? All right.
Yeah.
So any last words before we sign off, Dom?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and for putting out so much content during this time.
Sure.
And yeah, I just want to say that a lot of businesses are going to focus on rebuilding their businesses, or pivoting or trying out something new.
Yeah.
So again, just back to the message, yeah, just try to reach out to your customers, and hopefully we all get through this during this difficult time. And if it means, if you just have to be more conscious about it, that let's say if you go to your kedai outside,
Yeah.
if you, instead of going online and buy international because it's slightly cheaper, why not just go to your local store, support them, because it means that they just have a little bit more to continue carrying on what they do, and paying off staff salaries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you
I
so
think,
much. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, man. I mean, I think think out of the box.
Yeah.
This is the time, because there is. I mean, we are really out of the box here. I mean, we're at home. I mean, we're
Yeah.
sort of in the box of our four walls, but it is really out of comfort zone. And now the to try something else. And I mean, for example, we save a lot of money this time.
Yeah.
In fact, we think like, oh, we don't have income. How are we gonna survive?
Correct.
But actually, you don't need much. It's really resetting. Everyone should take this moment where I think God is telling us this is your moment to reset. Actually, you don't need much, and there are other ways to make money. And now everybody has broadband. I'm sure. I mean, there's TM also
Well, at
coming
least
up
the
with cheap
urban,
one.
urbanites.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, yeah. But even with your own phone, so
That's
yeah,
true. That's true.
I think yeah, it's just stepping out of the box.
Thank
Okay,
you
thanks,
once again,
Dominic. Yeah,
Dom.
beautiful.
It's been a
Thank you so
pleasure
much,
speaking
Daphne
to
and
you, and I'm
Joel.
so glad that you're doing this. Send my regards to Michael and Jack. That was
Will do.
Dominic Chen from Iwi Asia. Again, I will link his website on my description on my YouTube page. Wonderful, wonderful guests. I'm so glad that our setup is not too bad. High
Yeah,
five.
beautiful.
Because we are slowly trying to make this this setup here the
Yeah.
best option.
Let's just
Now
go
I'm
through
actually
some
on
of
my
the
own desk.
Comments.
Okay, let's go through the
from
comments before I go into some of the headlines, and then we're going to be signing off.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
Yeah,
I
they
can't
appreciate
see.
the setup and all that. Oh,
All right.
Here, actually now you can see. So we don't need this.
Hi, Shafiq. Shafiq's my ex-colleague. How is Singapore? Shafiq used to be with me in TV3 or Media Prima. Now he is with MediaCorp in Singapore. Yeah, he's saying it's good. Hi, Farah. Hi, Jessica. A lot of people. A lot of it's good to see that more and more regulars are regulars.
Yeah.
That's good. But
Our
there's also
regularing
our
lah.
regularing,
Yeah.
and there are hi, Jack. I was not sure whether to actually mention your name earlier on, Jack, when I was talking to Dom about you, but that's
Yeah.
Jack. Yes, I love you. I
Yeah.
love you. So good to see you. I mean, good to see you over on the comment box. But yes, thank you to all our regulars who's been regulating. Regulating. Boleh. Thank you so much.
You want to show anything?
Yeah?
You want to show anything?
I do. Okay, very quickly, I just want to run through some of the updates that's taking place right about now. Okay, first and foremost, this is really sad because he is our industry friend. Malaysian actor Ashraf Muslim has been tested positive for COVID-19. Putri Aisyah, who is also a child actress, and her mother has also been tested positive. So we're wishing them all a safe recovery, also to the rest. The good news is that we've heard that we are flattening the curve. All right, we are flattening the curve, but it is still in an uphill battle. This is today at 9:03 a.m. So whatever we're doing it right, okay? Unfortunately, I'm just going to mention this. There are some people who are still going out and about. I'm sure you've been reading this over your social media pages where there's a bit of a jam right now. I think my husband went out earlier on with Iman, our daughter, because she had a really bad toothache. So they went for a dentist appointment, and lucky for him, he had his doctor letter and everything right from the dentist. But yeah, there were a lot of cars on the road. I assume it's also because now that we are slowly opening up the economy for other businesses to be open. A lot of people like Izati, who was our first guest, who are applying through MITI, the ministry, to see if they are able to reopen their business because they are considered an essential in that sense. But there are some people still giving silly excuses. So no excuses, guys. Come on, this is the most vital time. We are flattening the curve, but we want to beat this once and for all. So there's no point of us doing this MCO for the past 1 month or so, and then only for us to just get it back uphill, the curve going back up. So let's not do that, all right? In the meantime, this is interesting. While parents are Zooming, like yours truly, I've been using Zoom a lot. Our kids, are flocking to an app called Roblox. Yes, to hang out and play 3D games. I had no idea what this was. My daughters actually introduced it to my 4-year-old son. Initially, I was very, very apprehensive, but when I looked at it and I saw it, I thought, okay, you know what, it's all right. Give him a bit of screen time every time he does something. Just reward him with it. He's been excellent. He's been doing a lot of Qmon online homework, and he's been cleaning up his toys, being such a good boy. So yes, he's now Roblox crave, and at least it gives the kids some sanity, because we tend to forget that us as adults, we sort of know how to adapt and manage, but sometimes our kids who are so used to hanging out with their friends, we need to ensure that their mental health is also taken into light, okay? And last but not least, yes, yesterday our Kementerian Pendidikan had mentioned that only if schools were to reopen, it will be reopened to those in Form 5 and Form 6 first. So they're scraping out PMR, they're scraping out UPSR. I'm not quite sure how it is for private schools. But yes, definitely for those in the
It should be the
government,
same.
it should be the same. Yeah, but what if they're having like international papers? You know, it's not like SPM or STPM
Doesn't
per
matter
se.
because internationally, so we're all on lockdown.
Well, that's true. That's true, and I think this is something that's wise.
Yeah.
And we have to just do what has to be done. I mean, during the World War, post World War,
Yeah.
all our moyang-moyang semua okay juga tu kan. I mean, it just has to be done, right? So that is the latest with regards to the Education Ministry's decision to scrap the Form 3 assessment and to postpone the SPM and STPM. It's of course been met with mixed reaction from secondary school teachers, but at the end of the day, I think everyone that comes up with a new decision made, we just have to adapt. It does take a while to adapt. Emotions are running high, but I think at the end of the day, we just need to trust our government and the authorities with the decisions made, and that's just how it is. All right, I am going to end our show with something that I did early on. I'm not sure if all of you have noticed this over their social media pages, but I've noticed like an influx of Thermomix. Thermomix is this really expensive kitchen appliance that has been around for a few years. There's been mixed reviews about it, but recently I've been seeing an influx of Thermomix on my social media page. Our queen recently, I'm not sure if she got it for free, but she's got a Thermomix now. My friend Nabila, who's been showcasing so many beautiful recipes, and I'm so jealous. I know my best friend Wayome has a Thermomix, but that's like she's left her Thermomix back in the kampong lah. Jadi dia dah lah dia punya Thermomix sana Miri, unless she brought it back to Miri, I'm not sure. But I know she's got a Thermomix in Penapang. Anyway, I've always wanted a Thermomix. Unfortunately, we aren't able to have that right now in the household because
No money. No income.
but then kan, mungkin lain kali kan kau boleh afford, lain kali kalau kamu kasih saya pun saya okay saja. Anywho,
Down there.
I have this one, right?
No. All
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, I have improvised, and I want to share with you this. And I'm going to end it with this video to see how, you know, during this MCO, you are a little bit more creative and you do what you got to do to keep you sane and to not, you know, tak berdengki hasad and tak hasad dengki and to do the best with what resources you have. Take a look and take care. Goodbye, and we will see you 4 p.m. same time on Monday. Take care. Tata titi tutu. Enjoy. Got music or not? Got audio or not?
Oh yeah. I don't
Oh.
know why. Yeah,
Tiada.
dah.
Okay, wait.
Slow down.
Sekejap ah. Kita take 2. Kuat tau kan dia punya apa? Dia punya thunderstorm. And of all days, right? My son just had to pee on my duvet.
Okay.
Alright? Alright. Now, this is the second one. Take 2. Tata titi tutu. I'll see you at 4 p.m. on Monday. And here we go. Assalamualaikum everyone. I'd like to teach you a very simple dish that is a favorite of mine. It's actually a dish that my father taught me. It's beef stew. And I've been seeing a lot of posts. It's so awesome that some of my friends have this, including you, Bibi, Wayomia. You guys are so lucky. Unfortunately, I don't have a Thermomix, and I don't think we'll be able to have a Thermomix in this household that soon. Inshallah, maybe one day. But I have, you know me, orang kampung kan, kita improvise bah. Apa yang kita ada, kita cuba buat dengan apa sedaya upaya yang kita mampu buat bah. Kalau ada barang-barang yang boleh masak tu, kau pakai saja. So yes, I've improvised. It's called the Pon Mixer Tambunan. So I just have to press X for the beef stew recipe, which I'm going to be doing with you guys right about now. But first, kita pakai dulu apron ya, sebab apron ni kan attire untuk mereka di dapur supaya mereka tidak mengotorkan baju. Time sekarang ni MCO ni, kita cuba menggunakan cuma satu baju saja satu hari supaya kurang laundry dicuci. Habis penat. Okay, baiklah kita mulakan. Sebelum tu, maybe I should explain some ingredients that you need. Of course, you need beef, carrots, onions, potatoes, celery. Actually, the best thing about having a beef stew recipe is that you can basically tarajun semua bah. Kau tarajun saja apa yang kau ada di dalam fridge tu. Kasih masuk saja. Okay tu. 2 cubes of Maggi. maybe stock, some oil, right? Water, and that's about it. Well, I like to add in honey, a bit of sweetness. I also add in a bit of bovril, but I don't have it anymore, unfortunately, because we ran out. But it's okay, we make do. Kita buat saja yang sedaya upaya apa yang ada di dapur, kan? Baiklah, kita mulakan. So this machine is so amazing. I tell you, it's just so amazing that kau tiap payah bah cincang-cincang. Kau kasih masuk saja. Jadi kau kasih masuk dulu itu daging, okay? Kau kasih masuk macam tu. Terus, ini pun dia potong-potong. Habis dia boleh buat sendiri. Kasih masuk saja. Kasih masuk saja tu sayur, tu bawang, semua. Terus kan, kau tambahlah tu honey kan. Dia pandai bah, mesin ni pandai. Dia boleh buat semua. Dia terus kasih ngas semua. Kasih masuk tu beef stock. Masa tempoh 15 minit macam tu lah. And then, nanti kita akan melihat dia punya kesimpulan. Bukan kesimpulan, apa itu? Tengoklah dia punya conclusion. Bukan conclusion, apa begitu? Later on, I'll let you see the results. Saya lupa pula kasih tahu kau kan, yang dia punya penutup ni, kau kena make sure that kau betul-betul tahu. Tidak boleh macam ni saja, balikan macam tu. Make sure that you really cover it well, okay? Saya lupa pula, nanti tidak jadi itu dish. Seal. So it's the moment of truth. If the pond mixer power tambunan that I have created, jadi kah tidak? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, wait. That's what I want to do it early. Tada! Yeah. Jadi juga. Beef stew ala pond mixer power tambunan. Alright, done. Woo! That's it. Yow!
Okay. So we're done, huh?
Yep.